Welcome to Dicta, your weekly dose of law school and bar exam info. I'm Carrie Ann.
And I'm Puyan, and we're the co-founders of Vinco.
And today we're going to talk about where you should be focusing substantively during bar review. So, did you have a plan for this when you were studying for the bar?
Well, no, not really. Well, I basically did everything I was told to do until about 2 weeks in, I realized that I wasn't improving. So I kind of switched it up a little and stopped listening entirely to my bar prep company.
I am just not letting you talk to the student. Okay, so let's refocus.
Okay.
When I say substantively, I mean, how did you decide which law to focus on specifically? Like, did you spend the same amount of time on negligence as you did false personation?
No, I spent a ton of time on negligence because it was highly tested. And I knew statistically it's something I would be tested on, so I focused on it. And I see where you're going with this. So I focused on things that were extremely highly tested. As a matter of fact, I think I purchased something that showed me how many times each specific rule was tested in the past.
Yeah.
And I focused on that, really strongly.
So, to the exclusion of other topics.
Yeah, definitely.
Wait, so you mean to tell me you took the bar exam and you didn't know all the law?
Yeah. I maybe knew 80% at best.
But what
of
you
the
knew,
law.
you knew well.
Yeah, exactly. And what I knew was tested. All of it was tested.
It's a little bit of a gamble.
Yeah.
So you threw around some important words there that I'd like to focus on. Highly tested, right? So as Puyan mentioned, there are some resources for finding out what's highly tested. On the UBE, you can get that from some of your bar review companies. They'll have that information. You can get some of that information from the National Conference website.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, we're losing a lot of good resources in New York because the test has been around for so long that there's tons of statistical analysis and lots of resources that are not that expensive that you can purchase.
Absolutely.
But soon enough, we'll have all those same things for the UBE as well. But it is about focusing on what is highly tested. The bar exam, studying for the bar exam is a little bit like gambling. You have to know where to invest your resources.
Hedge your bets.
Hedge your bets,
yeah.
Exactly.
That's
so
exactly right.
In the beginning, I sort of look at bar review in 3 phases. Beginning, middle, and panic period, which is about two weeks out. In the beginning, you sort of have the mentality of learn all the law, right? Everyone's seen there's a little meme that goes around the internet, and it's this sad little learn all the law, and that's May, and then in July it's learn all the law, right?
Yeah.
So you'll start out with this mentality of I need to know everything. The sooner that you can snap out of that and understand not only is it not possible for you to know everything, but it's not even remotely necessary, you can start focusing in on what is most highly tested and what you've yet to master. That's really where ultimately you want to land. So by mid-bar review, you should be really starting to eliminate some of those things that are not frequently tested, maybe picking up tidbits of things here and there. And by those last 2 weeks, by the crunch time, you want to be focusing on things only that are highly tested and that you haven't mastered. So when I say haven't mastered, that means if you know the elements of negligence inside and out, let it go. You know it. There's no point in continuing to re-put something in your brain that's already there. You have to have some confidence in your ability. Doesn't mean to ignore it completely, but you're focusing on highly tested and have not yet mastered.
Right. Exactly.
And that sounds sort of like the plan that you were employing, but maybe you didn't even.
Yeah, I had no idea I was doing that, but now that you mention it, that's exactly what I was doing. And I think the less frequently tested subjects I maybe skimmed over once.
Well, because
literally.
some of them you knew already, and you didn't need to spend too much time going over them again, and some of them were just what is that?
Exactly, and I can just, as you go through it, ask yourself, how could they test me on this? What kind of question could they possibly write? And there's a reason certain topics are tested more than others, and it's not just because they're more important, it's because they're more easily testable. You can literally write the question easily about this topic.
That's a good point.
And test it.
So if you're heading into bar review soon, I hope you'll keep this in mind when you're making your study plan and take advantage of some of the resources that are available to you. And if you have any questions about how you should be structuring your study plan, you could join us in our Vinco Facebook group, or you could always shoot me an email at carrieann@vincoprep.com.